he anchored the Jet defense for the last whatever it might be. They never won anything. So it's not like all of a sudden you took Mean Joe Green and sticking me with the freaking Dallas Cowboys.
Jerry told everyone who'd listen, we're going to get 4 players out of this. No, you're not. You're getting Quinnen Williams. You're getting a worse, older, front 7 defensive player. That's what you're getting.
I'm not interested in Dallas anymore. This is a trade about the Jets.
Could it
thought
make
he
a
did a
difference?
terrible job. He brought a guy in from Cincinnati on the worst defensive team in the history of mankind. This is not a great move.
I hate to break it to you, but this season, Micah Parsons has 6.5 sacks. The two guys combined, Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams, have 3.5. You had it in your building, and then you let it leave, and so we're trying to make up ground a little. I'm just saying.
They got somebody like it's going to do something for them now. This season's over.
No, I think this is insanity by Dallas.
Really?
How about them Cowboys? Angry Cowboys fan. Oh, born to battle. Hey, hey. Start on our chest beats we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. Hey, hey. When the sun shines bright, that's when we win. Angry Cowboys fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And yes, Cowboys Nation, I know I'm late when it comes to the acquisitions of Logan Wilson and Quinnen Williams, but during the bye week, it's going to be a hot button topic for all of the talking heads to be talking about. And as you saw at the beginning of the video, a lot of talking heads have nothing positive to say about these acquisitions. While most of the talking heads ridicule Jerry and Stephen Jones and the Dallas Cowboys for trading for Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson, one talking head has made his statement clear that this move is a great move for the Dallas Cowboys. On the Colin Cowherd show, The Herd, Colin Cowherd gave his perspective on the trade between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Jets, as well as the Cincinnati Bengals. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's go ahead and take a listen to what Colin Cowherd had to say.
I've been very critical of the Dallas Cowboys for a long time. But I am in total disagreement. I watched a little of shows yesterday. I'm in total disagreement with virtually every other media member on what the Cowboys did with Micah and these moves to get Quinnen Williams. So one of the things I liked about the Micah move, it created liquidation and flexibility and diversification. They were going to be too top heavy. And Jerry Jones is a deal maker. And if they signed Luka between CeeDee Lamb and Dak, they just have no flexibility, no diversification. They'd be top heavy. So I think one of the things that's being overlooked that the Cowboys did in this deal to get Quinnen Williams, they kept both number 1 picks in this coming draft in April. That's a big deal. They gave up a first the draft after, because this draft has 2 things that benefit the Cowboys. Tons of good edge rushers. Now with Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams, interior linemen that are way above average. One of them's a star. They'll go get an edge rusher to add to that.
Cowboys Nation, to get Quinnen Williams for a 2027 first-round pick and not the 2026 first-round picks, you still have those 2 for this upcoming draft? That was a good move by Jerry and Stephen Jones. But damn, Cowboys Nation, it seems as if I'm agreeing with Colin Cowherd a little bit more nowadays because he's speaking facts about our Dallas Cowboys. There's no unnecessary hatred from Colin Cowherd at all, and I know what pessimistic fans are going to say. Well, you're only agreeing with Colin Cowherd because he's speaking about the Dallas Cowboys in a good light. See, I have absolutely no problem with constructive criticism, but when you're trying to tear down a team or a player, especially after what happened yesterday, I got an issue with it, Cowboys Nation. But let's go ahead and jump into the second clip because I want to get into this raw and uncut real quick. It's going to be intense, so let's go ahead and roll that second clip.
The second thing is Dallas is saying, and I totally agree with them, by acquiring Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark, What they're telling you is they view interior defensive linemen as more valuable than edge rushers. And I'm here to tell you, I totally agree. The New England Patriots this year spent money on interior defensive line. Number one rush defense in the NFL. You know who else has a really good interior defensive line, spends money on it? The Colts, top 5 run defense. Here are the teams that have excellent interior defensive linemen. Tampa, Seattle, Denver, Colts, Patriots, Rams, Eagles. That's a different body type. Edge rushers are like wide receivers. You can find tall guys, great athletes, 6'4.5", 6'5.5", that can catch the football or rush a passer. It is incredibly rare to find somebody who's 6'2", 320 with good feet. That's what Quinnen Williams has.
It is incredibly rare, Cowboys Nation. So when you see the opportunity, you need to jump on it. And you know, if Jerry Jones didn't make any type of moves before the trade deadline was up, you would have every single talking head asking the question, well, is Jerry Jones serious about winning a Super Bowl? As soon as we make a move, it isn't good enough or it costs too much. To keep it a buck, Cowboys Nation, a 2027 first round pick, a 2026 second round pick, and Mozzie Smith is just what the doctor ordered as far as looking to immediately change the Dallas Cowboys team for the immediate future. This year might be dead in the water, but it aligns with the 4-year plan that I've been talking about, Angry Cowboys fan family. I'm going to touch base on that 4-year plan during my Raw and Uncut portion, so make sure you stick around for that. Now let's go ahead and jump into the third clip from the Colin Cowherd Show.
Every executive I talk to, they always talk about rare skills, rare body types. Seattle, the GM John Snyder just went and got a deep threat receiver for Sam Darnold. Why? How many people on the planet run a 4.2 840, a 4.3 240? Not many. So Quinnen Williams is a unique body type. Chris Jones. I'm not saying Myles Garrett isn't a great edge rusher, but you can move Chris Jones all over the defensive line. And I'm not saying Max Crosby's not amazing. But when you can get that great left tackle, that receiver that runs a 4.29, that interior defensive lineman with good feet, it's just more valuable than an edge rusher. So I like what Dallas has done.
And I like what Dallas has done too, Colin Cowherd. But I don't care what anybody says. Trading Mozzie Smith for Quinnen Williams is a net positive for this Dallas Cowboys defense. But let's go a little bit more in depth, shall we? Y'all ready for this Raw with Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, Raw and Uncut.
Being keeping it real, they keep it real, that's real.
You know, Cowboys Nation, we are damned if we do, and we're damned if we don't. If Jerry Jones would have sat on his hands and did absolutely nothing before the trade deadline, every single talking head would be calling him an idiot. Jerry says F them picks like a lot of the fan base wanted him to do, and now it's an issue? This Dallas Cowboys defense has been struggling to stop the run and made a couple moves to help remedy the situation, but the talking heads like Chris Mad Dog Russo and Stephen A. Smith, this move's pointless to them? This move isn't going to help the Dallas Cowboys this year? I mean, it might not get us to the playoffs like we want, but it is definitely going to help this defense this year. I'm sorry, but as a football team, you have to worry about more than just this year. With a record of 3-5-1, you have to start looking toward the future so that we can get ahead of the curve and try to be competitive for next year. What it sounds like? Some are thinking that the Dallas Cowboys should have just held on to the picks and went into the draft to use them. Personally, I would take a seasoned veteran before I would roll the dice on a rookie. You know that the veteran's going to come and he's going to ball out, especially if he is a baller. You don't know if a rookie's going to pan out. Just look at Mozzie Smith and Luke Schoonmaker. But these moves for Logan Wilson and Quinnen Williams fits perfectly with the 4-year plan that I see the Dallas Cowboys are trying to employ. Each high-profile player for the Dallas Cowboys team will either have an out in their contract or become a free agent between 2028 and 2030. Dak Prescott will be a free agent in 2029. CeeDee Lamb and Tyler Smith will become free agents in 2030. Brian Schottenheimer's contract is set to expire in 2029. Matt Eberflus's contract details are not known, but from what I gather, he's only solidified for the 2025 season. Hopefully they get rid of him. But if Brian Schottenheimer's regime isn't looking up to par at the end of the 4-year plan, Jerry and Stephen Jones could elect to blow it all up completely and start from scratch. But I will say that the trade for Quinnen Williams was a great move by Jerry, Stephen, and Will McClay. It gives another leader on the defensive line. It allows Matt Eberflus to experiment with a 5-man front or even a 3-4 base with Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, and Oso Odighizuwa as your down linemen, while having players like Donovan Ezeraku and James Houston as your standing edge rushers. Also, you'll have a true green dot on the field in Logan Wilson. And let's not get it twisted, Cowboys Nation. Logan Wilson was benched by the Cincinnati Bengals, but it was not due to his play. It was due to the defensive coaching staff wanting to go with a younger player, so they benched Wilson in favor of the rookie Barrett Carter. Seeing that their defense was trash this year, the Bengals were looking for a spark on the defensive side of the ball, so they made the decision to roll with the younger player, like a lot of teams do. As football fans, we should all know that a change of scenery can be a difference maker with a player. This Logan Wilson move could be the difference maker for Matt Eberflus's scheme as well. Currently, Kenneth Murray Jr. and Jack Sanborn are the Dallas Cowboys' green dots, but continue to struggle at their assignments, Cowboys Nation. The Dallas Cowboys were able to bring in a much-needed linebacker to help while spending only a 2026 7th-round pick to acquire him. And you're acquiring him through the end of the 2027 season, meaning he'll be a free agent in, guess what, 2028, which fits perfectly with the 4-year plan. The trade for Wilson also allows the Dallas Cowboys to ease DeMarvion Overshown back into action. This was the one thing that I feared about the Dallas Cowboys, was that the Cowboys were going to rush DeMarvion Overshown back. With Logan Wilson as your green dot, it puts depth at your linebacker position as well as versatility depending on the scheme that Matt Eberflus wants to run. But Cowboys Nation, I am completely happy with the move that Jerry and Stephen Jones made before the trade deadline came and went. I know these talking heads are thinking about right now, but this organization has to also think about the immediate future as well. These acquisitions and the draft picks that you currently have, the Dallas Cowboys team could be a scary team next year while opening the window for the next 3 to 4 years. The thing that I fear the most is that Jerry and Stephen Jones bolsters this defense this year as well as this upcoming draft, but allow key players on the offensive side of the ball to walk out the front door. Key players like George Pickens or Brandon Aubrey. I would love to hold on to Javonte Williams, but I envision him wanting a little bit more money for his services. But the good thing about next year is that the running back free agency pool will be stacked with great talent, so we can cross that bridge when we get there. And let me just say this before we get up out of here so I can make it perfectly clear. I am sick and tired of the Micah Parsons comparisons all the damn time. The host of First Take said that Micah has 6 sacks while Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams have 6 combined. I'm sorry, but if you're going to be a host of a football program, she should at least know about the damn game. Micah Parsons is an edge rusher while both Clark and Williams are 1 to 3 tech defensive tackles. Her comparison is like comparing apples to oranges, Cowboys Nation. I'm personally getting sick of the whole Micah Parsons name being brought up all the damn time when the Dallas Cowboys defense is mentioned. Yes, Cowboys Nation, he is a great player by all means, but he's not a player for the Dallas Cowboys anymore. He is a Green Bay Packer now. There should be no conversation about Micah Parsons when the Dallas Cowboys are being talked about. The trade happened. It's done and over with. Get over it. Let's move on. And as it stands right now, the Dallas Cowboys could have a great team on both sides of the ball from 2026 to 2028, giving them a 2-year Super Bowl window. Will they be able to capitalize, Cowboys Nation? Only time will tell. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, what do you feel about the trade deadline acquisitions in Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson? What other positions do you feel that the Dallas Cowboys need to address in order to be competitive this year as well as next year? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comments section. If you're digging this content and you want to help the channel reach its current goal of 20,000 subscribers, drop a like on this video, share this content, and if you're on your mobile device, make sure you hype the video. Hyping the video will make sure that even more Dallas Cowboys fans will see this content and want to join the Angry Cowboys fan family. And if you are DC for life and you like the moves that the Dallas Cowboys have made before the trade deadline, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, film breakdowns, or Madden 26 and College Football 26 gameplay. And I missed the game against the Arizona Cardinals, but rest assured, during the bye week, I will play it and put it up on the site. But I am extremely happy that the Dallas Cowboys front office and ownership is not sitting on their hands waiting for players to just come and fall in their lap. That's not winning philosophy, Cowboys Nation. Going out and being a go-getter is what everyone wants to see out of our players. We also want to see it out of our front office as well. So good job, Jerry Jones. Now let's go get a free agent that can help us in this secondary. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. I believe I'm going to go live and share my experience at the DFW with you all. So make sure you tune in, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.